Hey guys, I want to continue the conversation with you this week about another fitness myth that is all over the place. I sit down with a lot of clients and I ask them, what do you want to work on? And what are your goals? And they'll often say to me, oh, I'd like to sculpt this area and I'd like to tone this area. But number one thing is I don't want to get big and bulky, I just want to look long and lean. So this is one of my favorite conversations to have because I get to educate you on what it actually means to add a little bit of muscle mass to resistance training. So today what we're going to talk about is my analogy that I like to give my clients on why you won't get bulky, as well as 3 big reasons that it's a lot harder than you think to put on muscle mass. So I'd like you to think of having a big winter coat on, something that has a lot of down, a lot of feathers in it. So that big down coat is going to be the body fat on top of the muscle. So the bigger the coat you have, the bulkier you will look. So in fact, it's not actually always the muscle that is causing that bulky look, but a lot of the times it comes down to how much body fat is actually on top of that muscle. So when clients tell me they want to see tone and shape, what I'm hearing is they want to reduce the body fat on top so that they can see the natural shape of the muscle. So I want you to be thinking, bulky is not the word we're going to be using to describe resistance training anymore, and I'm going to give you 3 reasons why you won't get bulky, so I want you to train as hard as you can. Number 1 has to do with hormones. A lot of the time we're worried about getting big shoulders or big legs, and we want to be able to look the way we want to feel. However, women have 15 to 20 times less testosterone in our bodies than males do. Testosterone is the hormone that is a lot of the time responsible for adding muscle mass. So it is nearly impossible to get as big as you think you get based on female hormones alone. So this is going to put up one of those big walls in front of getting big and bulky naturally. There are definitely people out there who are using ergogenic aids, and that's a fancy term for steroids, and you will see that they will be able to enhance muscle growth because it overcomes that hormone barrier that we have working out in the gym. So we don't have enough testosterone to actually put on as much muscle mass as we think we do. It's a lot harder than you think. Number 2, you need to train to put on muscle mass. Muscle mass doesn't come on with going to the gym and working out 1 to 2 days a week. On average, to put on 1 kilogram of muscle mass, it is going to take a surplus of about 9,000 calories. That's the equivalent of like 30 cheeseburgers. Not only would you have to eat those 30 extra cheeseburgers, but you would have to train in a way which supports muscle growth. You'd have to be using the correct rep rate, time under tension, number of days per week, and a lot of my female clients aren't working at that level, which would cause that much muscle growth. They're working at a level which is making them strong. So I really want you to consider that training, the type of training you do and the intensity of training you do also plays into that. Weight training 3 to 4 days a week is not going to give you the size that you have in mind when you say you don't want to get bulky. My 3rd and final tip is that a lot of the changes that happen at the beginning in a strength trainer program actually come from wiring from the brain to the muscle. So this neural component of strength training actually causes the brain to develop more efficient pathways to the muscles to get them to contract in the right order and with the right efficiency and with the right strength. So a lot of the strength and development we see at the beginning actually doesn't come from increase in muscle size, it comes from wiring from the brain. So again, I'm going to go over those things really quickly 3 more times. So we don't have enough testosterone to get bulky. We're likely not training at the volume and eating at the volume we need to get big and bulky. And number 3, a lot of the strength gains we're going to see, especially at the first 3 weeks of that program to 6 weeks, are going to come from that wiring process in the brain, which is teaching us to be more efficient. So there are definitely some women that are more genetically predisposed to having a higher level of muscle volume. And if this happens to be you and you're worried about getting too big in your opinion, so I want you to think about this. Muscle mass comes on slowly. When you get to the point where you are comfortable with the level of muscle you have, all you have to do is change up your programming or pull back a little bit to maintain. It doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't happen in 6 months. It's a slow process. So if at any point you do see that you're gaining too much muscle for your comfort level, all you have to do is ease back a little bit. It's really that easy. So I hope this was informative to you. If it is, I'd really appreciate it if you shared it with a friend. Let them know that resistance training is something that's very healthy for the body. It helps with bone density, it helps us feel strong and have shape. And that's what we want. We want to feel good about ourselves. So again, you can find this and lots more content over at my website, TanessaShears.com. There's lots of free giveaways there. I've got some on nutrition guides, I've got motivation tips, and I've got a great freebie coming out in a couple weeks, and it's a 5-day fitness challenge. So keep an eye out for that. So again, my name is Tanessa Shears. I'll be looking forward to seeing you next week, and don't worry about getting booked.